Hello RCOS, I'm Matt. I'm going to first tell you about some projects I worked on last semester and what I did over the summer, and then I'm going to start talking about my project for this fall. So one project I worked on in cloud last semester got the attention of the CEO of Linus.com, and he offered me a position there, but I had to decline. But it's really cool that things on GitHub are getting attention, and through RCOS, it's really, really cool. Another one you might be familiar with is passcode. It's a way of creating unique site-specific passwords for all your online sites. Basically takes a domain and your master password, concatenates them, and then runs it through SHA-256, and then returns a 16-character alphanumeric password. So this was originally a web tool, which I then made a Safari extension for, which was then, Apple contacted me about putting it on the Apple Safari Extensions gallery, which is really, really exciting. So this summer, I worked on some other cool stuff with it. So it was a Safari extension, but I decided to make an iOS version of it. And I actually think it's even better than this Safari extension. You just type in your domain and password, you click generate, copies it to your clipboard. You can navigate back to Safari or to another app, paste it in a web form or another text field. And the great part about this is no one ever sees your password, so if you're worried about typing your password in, you can just use this. No one ever sees it. So the best way to show this to you is a demo. Okay. So here I have passcode. I'll open it up and you can see it's very simple. I'll type in the domain, for example, Apple. I'll generate and copy to my clipboard. Now if I navigate back to apple.com and log in, actually, let me do GitHub. So a faster way is to copy the URL, and then when I open up passcode this time, it should detect that URL and automatically put it in GitHub. So it's a little bit faster that way. Maybe copy that. Assignment to show you that it works. I think it's a really, really easy way to have secure passwords and also have the convenience of only having to remember one password. So that has been submitted to the App Store. It's compatible with the new iPhone as well. It should be on the App Store relatively soon. So my project this semester is Sonar. It's basically a native Mac app for Apple's online bug reporter. It's pretty broken. It's very old, it's outdated, it's slow, it's very confusing to use. It turns many developers off to file bug reports, which is unfortunate, because sometimes bug reports can be very helpful for solving use cases we never tested, etc. So here are some quotes. By making radar so hard and painful to file, most developers end up not filing them. Well, I think that's a problem. I hardly ever file bug reports for this reason. You might be familiar with Instapaper. This is the creator of that. So I'm going to make an app that looks and feels like Mail app on Mac. So many users will be very familiar with it. It's easy to use. So this is what Mail kind of looks like. It has this sidebar on the left. Originally I was going to do that kind of design, but I realized that the title for bugs are typically very long, not article for Thursday, or etc. So I decided to go back to the classic Mail look with each item on top and the detail view on the bottom. So this is what it looks like. You have all your bugs, products, classification, etc., and then your detail down below. Here's what filing a new bug looks like. You have your title, product, etc., and just click submit and it sends it up to the server. So how does this work? There's no Apple API for submitting bugs. The only way to do it is through the web. So basically, I have to create a web view that's hidden from the user, and this automatically fills out those forms. It's not a very nice solution, but it's the only way to do it. So that doesn't really solve the slow problem, but on the web, when you're uploading files, etc., you're stuck waiting for that file to upload. Whereas in a native app, you can wait for it to load in the background while you're navigating the rest of the app. So it somewhat fixes that slow issue. So I want to thank Morthy, Sean O'Sullivan, and all all of RCOS past and present numbers. Any questions?
Well, I think it's kind of funny. I mean, it's not a real security issue, but if people found out that you were using this program, suddenly they know that it's being hashed, and they can try and guess the password and then just hash it if they were going to brute
Oh, you're talking about passcode?
Right, yeah. So if you were to use your, let's say, your 6-character numeric password,
Right.
and then it becomes a 16-character password, and you assume it's secure because it's 16 characters and looks random. If someone wanted to break into your account, they theoretically, if they knew you were using this app,
Right.
would be able to effectively brute force it, pre-calculating. Is it salted with anything?
Well, it has the domain and password, so you'd have to know the domain it came from and their original
Right.
password. And because it cuts it down to 16 characters, it's really hard to go back.
The domain, though, is not randomized in any way. So if you were trying to break into their Gmail account, it's going to be Gmail, right?
Right, so you can guess that part, but you still have the original master password, which would be still very hard to guess.
Okay. I don't know if there's a good way around that without introducing a second password or something.
Yeah.
In which case it suddenly is no longer easy to use.
Right, but when you run it through SHA 256, you get a very long string.
Right.
But when you're cutting it down, it's...
Right, but if someone knew that you were going to be running it through SHA 256, then...
So you're saying that if they knew your master password, they'd be able to hack it?
No, if they knew what you were doing to your master password.
You can't, not necessarily, because you still wouldn't know the rest of the SHA or whatever it is string.
Well, I'm not saying...
So you only need the entirety of that.
I'm not saying it's hack on the hash, but if it takes the same first 16 characters every time, and you're only using a 6-character password, and the algorithm's basically domain with the password concatenated in the end without any additional salting, then suddenly your key space is those 6 characters worth of
Well, how do
space.
you know it's a 6-character password?
Well, if this is targeting people who use simple passwords, then...
Yeah.
As I said, not actually a security issue, but I thought it was kind of funny.
I think it's still a little bit more secure than the...
I'm sure it is, yeah.
The way to get around that would be to use your master password to encrypt some sort of like large salt, and then use the salt plus the domain to generate the password. I mean, that's typically variations on that is like how password applications work.
Right, just making it more computationally intensive in general
Right.
would improve the security of it as well. So
I'll think
hashing
about
it
that.
twice or hashing it, salting it, so arbitrary, hashing it.
Max, I had a question about your bug report. Can you also attach a file in this thing?
Absolutely. So,
Oh, that's top one. That's,
yeah.
Okay.
And the help will also give you more details on how to file a proper bug report. This also goes back to the native app will have more features than the web. In the web app, you can only upload one file at a time and have to wait for each one to upload, which is pretty bad. So this one, you'll be able to upload multiple files at a time and automate that process for you.
Is this a markup or is it already done?
It kind of works. If I open this window right here, it will crash. So this is what it looks like. Yeah, fixed.
So, I guess I didn't really understand your first line, the little picture of the cloud, the caption that reads cloud. What were you saying about cloud?
Cloud is a project I worked on last semester, which is a really easy way to upload your files to your personal server and access them anywhere. It's a nice web interface for that. It's really simple.
So it's web app?
Yeah.
Alright.
Just check it out. I know you're into web stuff.
Cool. Yeah. I will.
Thank you.